Good morning. Welcome to Open Hand Farm. I am Penny, and today I'm just going to let you know what we've been doing in the garden. We have never had a lot of luck in planting potatoes, so we're trying something new. Our ground is just really hard out there, and it's got a lot of Bermuda grass in it that kind of chokes out the potatoes. So this year we're planting them in boxes. Welcome to Open Hand Farm. One of my most viewed videos on YouTube is planting potatoes in a box. I have been waiting to see how this experiment worked, and tonight's the night. We are going to lift the boxes and see what we have. Let's see if it was worth the time and effort we put into it, and if we're going to do it again next year. The plan is to lift the box and see what we have. assuming the bottom has rotted out. Okay, you ready?
Ready. Oh my God, there we go.
We're gonna throw the straw off to the side so that we can use it somewhere else. All right, let's just see what we've got here.
Tater.
Yeah. Now, I will say, I think this is the box I dug out of for my dinner that we made. I got a couple here, but the best part is we're not having to dig for them. We're just looking for them. Lots of worms. Okay, we've got some little bitty ones, smaller than what I would want to cook. So I don't know if it was just dry or something and we didn't, you know, get good growth, because it has been really hot. All right, that was box number 1. Let's look here at box number 2.
Yeah, box number 1 was a disappointment.
Well, I had gotten like 5 or 6 out of that, so throw it that way. Okay, get the straw. I'm just gonna make a pile here.
Oh, there's a red one.
Oh, these are red ones. Okay, good to know. Oh, actually it's a mixture apparently.
Oh, gross.
Is it mushy?
It is nasty.
I am seeing some white ones before I even start digging. Oh.
Wow.
It's nasty.
But it was a big one.
So this is what we're finding. They're just gross. They're soft and nasty. There's a good one though. There's a little one. Another nasty one. Okay. That was a bust. This one's getting run over by sweet potatoes that are not ready to dig yet. Okay, we've got to take this box off. Lots and lots of bugs in there. Okay, kind of start a row going here. That one's nasty. That one's okay.
So what do you think? Did we wait too long?
I don't know. Maybe. It's so hard, but they didn't grow very well. Even if we did wait too long, there aren't very many potatoes here.
Look at all the little buds.
I know. And it could have just been, oh, here's a snowman. Oh, came apart, lost his head. It could have just been this summer that we've had where we had so much heat and so much dryness, although these are like really, really wet in here. So they definitely held the moisture, and it's definitely easy to go through them. Well, we're getting a few out of this one. They're all small, but we're getting them. Well, that one's hollow. That one's all right. Well, we're not going to have to poke holes in them with the pitchfork anyway. That's nice. Alrighty, here's a couple more. I think we're going to have better luck with sweet potatoes.
Oh man.
That one was stubborn. All right, let's get this straw out of the way. Let's see what we've got here. It's a couple little bitty ones.
Got
Finding some treasure there.
deformities.
This one, let's see how it looks. That one looks okay, I think. That's no good. I do like the fact that we can just dig right down in here. Now, I will say this down here is like really, really wet. So, I just don't know if it was too wet. That one's kind of rotten on the bottom. These are not going to be storing potatoes, I can tell you that much. They're going to be cook 'em soon potatoes. It's a couple. Here's one. There's some little ones. Oh, maybe hit some there. There's a couple. Oh, there's one. Okay, guys. Well, I hope you're not as disappointed as we are. It was a learning experience, and I'm anxious to dig in the sweet potato bed to see what it looks like. It has been growing great, just growing crazy, really. So I'll be anxious for that, and we'll have to consider what we're going to do next year. What do you think we ought to do next year differently?
You mean other than go to the store and buy potatoes?
Stop it.
What should we do differently? Okay. Here's my suggestion. We're going to go scientific.
Oh dear.
Okay. We do 2 boxes just like we did them this year. And we do, or maybe more, but that at least 2. And we do 2 in boxes but not on the black fabric. And then we do 2 areas or 1 area that is the same amount of seed potatoes as would be in 2 boxes. So we got boxes on fabric, boxes not on fabric, and then just a plain old in the dirt planting, and see what kind of results. We compare them, and we will have data.
Yeah.
Wow, data.
Okay, so when he says Plano in the dirt, my opinion is that we save all of this straw and dirt and we make a pile on top of the ground.
Well, that's something different.
And that's what we plant them in, because I don't like digging potatoes. It ruins them every time and you can't keep them. So we'll have a discussion about that part.
Yeah, she's going to explain it to me why I'm wrong.
So this year, I'm planting in the ground like we did last year, only we're planting in a new spot. And I am going to try 1 box with potatoes to see how it does without adding straw. This is the garden bed that we call the clothesline garden bed because it is the closest to the clothesline. It's in front of the chicken bed. As you can see, we have some strings laid out. We have compost laid out. We had some cover crop here, and we mowed it all down and tilled it under. You can still see a couple of remained twigs over here of some cover crop. We're going to take care of that soon, but we wanted to get our potatoes planted. So what I did is I took a piece of bamboo and I tied a string to it and took it all the way across to the end of the potato row. Then I took my hoe and I cleaned the dirt out under the string and tried to make a straight line. Now, I am going to go in and dig even deeper when I plant a potato. I want all of the soil that is on each side of this string to be available to cover the potato up as it grows. We bought seed potatoes from a local nursery, and if they were small and had chits, which is what these little eyes are called, they're called chits. If they had chits just on one part and they were small, I didn't cut it. If it was a bigger potato and it had chits in different areas, I went ahead and cut them. And then I let them sit so that the cut side gets hard and skinned over. That way they won't rot in the ground. So I'm going to plant these. This is a Dakota potato. We have a golden potato up here, and in the middle we have a purple potato. I'm using my chart that I made. I'll leave a link to the video that talks about how I made these charts. And I know that this is where the potatoes go. And my little note tells me that they need to be planted 12 to 18 inches apart. I decided I'm going to plant 12 inches apart. Now you want the cut side of the potato down. So I'm going to dig as deep as I can with my hands. We did till under this, so it's pretty loose down there. And I'm just going to cover up that potato. And I'm going to dig again. And put the dry side down and cover up my potato. Now, as the potatoes start showing and they get about 6 inches tall, I'll start moving the soil in and putting around it until it gets taller, and then eventually we'll have it all packed on top of it so that it has all this loose soil to grow its potatoes in. I got one row planted. Now it's time to string up another row. I started my stick here, put my tape measure there, and I'm going to go over 3 feet. So that is right here. And I'm going to mark that. I'm actually going to bring my string over from that first position and put it in the ground. Now I will go up to the other end. There's Mark sitting there working hard with me. I'll go to the other end and measure 3 feet from there. Which is right here. So I'm going to bring my string over. And now I'm going to eyeball it and decide if it looks like it's straight to me. I feel like the far end needs to come over a little bit, so I'm going to go move it. Okay, as you can see, my compost piles are beside the string, so I'm going to have to rake them over a little bit. I have a lot more compost on this row than I did the last, so I might end up moving some of that off, although I have a space here that doesn't have very much, so I'll bring it over. We just kind of brought the wheelbarrows out and dumped this in what I thought would be the area that we wanted them. So now we're perfecting it. It's so beautiful out here tonight. I was working with a friend canning all day, showing her how to use her electric canner like mine, and made something that I'd never made before, and if I like it, I'll be doing a video. Okay, now we need to make our ditch to plant the potatoes in. I'm just going to follow along the string with my hoe, and I'm going to go as deep as I can. I need to kind of push and pull at the same time because I don't want to pull all of my soil down to the other end. I want it to pile up on the sides. Kind of smooth that out a little. Now I'm going to go through one more time, see if I can get it any deeper. All right, now I'll plant along that string. I'm digging deeper with my trowel and kind of pulling it up and going behind it and under it to keep the soil from falling back in on me. There's one. My next spot, I want to go as deep as I can without it being hard. I don't want to plant it in really hard soil, but there's a lot of loose soil here. Since we did have compost and plants in this area last year. So it had a little bit of life. Plus, we did the cover crops here. This soil really did do a good job as we were rototilling it, and it's really deep, loose, and nice. I did want to tell you, if you do have a small potato that you didn't cut, you want to make sure and put the chits of that or the eyes up when you plant it. So this part will go in the ground. I'll just keep planting along here and let you know when I'm done. Okay, I got all 3 rows of potatoes plus about a third of a row planted, and now I have 3 left that I'm going to put in this box. I shoveled up some of the compost that we had over here and put in the bottom of the box about 5 to 6 inches. And now I'm just going to take these potatoes and slightly bury them in this compost. Now, as they come up, I'll just shovel up some more compost and put on top of them and see how they do. Every year we seem to do it just a tad bit differently, and this year we have incorporated the box method along with the in-ground method. So we'll see which one works better this year with the potatoes that we have planted. Thanks again, and until next time, blessings on you and yours.